What's going on, Grappler fans? If y'all saw my last video, you know I just polished up my 24x14 Metal Forge wheels, and I'm thinking about putting them back on my truck. And if you've been keeping up with the channel, y'all know that I got 2 new sets of tires for 26-inch wheels and no wheels yet. So I'm at a point right now where I'm going home for Christmas, and cause I'm in the military and I live, about 12 hours from home. And I can either go ahead and get them now or wait. And also I'm trying to sell my truck, so I'm at a real tough spot where do I want to spend the money on a set of forged 26-inch wheels, and I may just hold off on it a little bit right now. And because I'm itching so bad to put these new 42-inch tires and 26s on my truck, the new Nittos that they came out with, I've got a video about it. I want them on my truck so bad. But the wheels for 26 by 16 American Force is what I'd like. They cost more than my wife's car, and as you can tell, I've already got plenty of money in this truck, and I'm just trying to decide right now, is it really worth it? And I'm holding off for right this minute. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to have them on soon in the future. I had to get those tires when they first came out, and got excited and was ready to buy the wheels, but I'm just trying to be responsible right now, just with Christmas coming up and everything. So I'm going to put the 24s back on there and see if that kind of satisfies me. But I'm going to leave these 2-inch wheel spacers on that I'm running on these stock wheels to clear these 40s. And I think, it's not going to be as big as a 26 and a 42, or as wide as a 16 wide. But a 14 wide on 40s with 2-inch spacers, I think, is going to kind of satisfy me for the time being, with me wanting to constantly change things up. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the truck up because it hasn't had a bath in a few weeks. It's been raining a lot, and fingers crossed it's not supposed to rain for the whole week. So I'm going to get this thing cleaned up real quick and then try to slap these wheels and tires on here, as long as my impact's charged up and my buddy's little jack for his Jeep can lift the thing. So we're going to try it out, but let me know what you guys think. Should I go ahead and get the wheels, or is it smart to kind of hold off a little bit? Alright, so just some quick tips while I'm out here washing this thing. I like to go top to bottom because typically more dirt is down at the bottom and you don't want to be rubbing that in to your paint. I'm not a professional detailer or anything, so let me know if y'all have any tips or things I'm doing wrong. But I start with the roof, windshield, the glass, everything in the hood, and then I'll move on to the side here. And I like to do all the white first because it's all higher on the truck. And then I save the two-tone, like this pale tan Adobe color, whatever it's called. Do you know what this color's called? I think it's Adobe, but I don't know. And then I know that like 2015s they changed it to a darker color, but I save that for last because it has the most dirt. And I also like to save the tailgate for last. Look at this. Tailgate is filthy. See, there's a handprint there. I shouldn't have done that. It's probably gonna scratch it, but you know, just so you can see how filthy this thing is. I like to save all the dirtiest stuff for last, and you know, just keep cleaning out the foam brush with the pressure washer there, or you can use a bucket with like the little grate in the bottom of it, but I found you end up just getting the dirt still, so I like to blow it out with the pressure washer. And this is only 1600 psi pressure washer, so as you saw, I'm holding it like with my thumb and spraying it, and I've sprayed my thumb all the time. It's not gonna rip your skin off like a concrete cleaning pressure washer, like serious industrial one. This is a good psi for cleaning your car, and it's a lot safer, so it's not going to hurt me there if y'all are concerned about that. But this little thing I got from O'Reilly's, like this pole for washing, super helpful. You can tell I'm like struggling to reach the roof without having to climb in the bed or something, but just makes it super convenient. And I always park in the shade. I'm getting a little bit of sun back here now on this side, the way as time's going on, the shade's moving with the trees, but pretty much keep it in the shade, keep it wet, and I constantly keep rinsing it off so that the soap doesn't dry on it. I'm gonna go ahead and get all the bottom part cleaned up and the tailgate, and then we can move on to putting those other wheels on there before I gotta go into work. You can see how dirty this thing gets. That's why I keep hitting it with the pressure Alright, so I got it all cleaned up and put my stuff away from washing it. I think I'm going to move it over here just so I'm not crawling around in the mud, and try to put these wheels on real quick. We'll see. This is the jack my buddy left over here for his Jeep. Don't know if it's quite going to cut it, but supposedly these are 6-ton jack stands, so we're going to see if it'll do the trick. Definitely want to be safe with something so heavy. You don't want that falling on you, so I'm going to stay well clear from under it and just kind of take it slow, see if we can get these freshly shined 24x14s and 40s on here. And if y'all don't know, I got 2 different sets of tires for a 26 in here, so y'all check out my videos from that, and hopefully we'll get those things on this truck eventually. But for right now, I'm gonna slap these back on here just so I'm content for the time being. But the last video I did was me shining these things. If you want to see how I did that by hand, take a look at that video. But let's get this thing moved over here and start throwing these wheels on. Forgot though, I'm gonna try to knock some of this water off with just the glass real quick so it doesn't water spot too too bad. I don't have a whole lot of time, but we're going to see if we can just prevent some of these water spots from staying on here. This thing works pretty good. That's going in the video. That chuck's sometimes higher than I remember. That was a good little shinner. I've never done that before. Start by making sure I got the right size sockets here. So I've got a 13/16, which I think is for the stock wheels, and a 3/4. Now I know it's a chrome socket. You're not supposed to use this for the impact, but we actually made this when the stock one, the one that came with the lug nuts, broke because it had a plastic like protective coating inside, and it just came off immediately. So I've been using this for my spike lug nuts that go on the forged wheels, and see if we can't get these off of here, but I'm gonna make sure I got the right sizes. See if we can get her jacked up. Alright, we got her jacked up, and jack stands in place. I think this might be a good look. It's kind of squatting a little bit. What do y'all think? I could crank this thing up a little bit more to fit the 42s on there, but planning on just leaving it like it is. I don't want to lift the back. I don't want it to be squatting. And I really don't want to max out my lift kit. It's already stretched to 10 inches, and I've got a video about that and how I stretched it, and how I don't really recommend stretching past a few inches. So if y'all have any questions about that, please check that video out. There you go, that's gonna be the ticket right here. Normally I would just spin them all the way off, but then I wouldn't be able to get that nut out of the socket because it's so tight. So I'm having to yank it off while it's still sitting on the lug stud there. It's going on a little easier now. I think I might have broke it in some. Alright, there's your 40 inch, 1550 wide 20 lug wrap coming off. There's the 2 inch spacer. I got a video where I compared these two setups, and you can see where I had to grind down these front lugs to get the spacer on without it hitting the back of the wheel. So check that video out, and I also compare like driving around and everything. But I'm gonna throw them back on here, leaving the spacer on, and see how wide it looks. Hopefully it isn't too wide that it wears the whole front end out real fast, but I've been happy with these spacers from Shifted Industries and haven't had any issues yet. So I'm gonna run it a little bit, 24 by 14s and 2-inch spacers. Now here's the life hack, because I'm not trying to pick these suckers up. That one I did it like kind of just a cheater way, but this is the super cheat way right here. You come in here and hit the tree. I got my creeper. Now this looks like a longboard, but you can also lay down on your back and get up under here and work on your forward. So this is the way to do it right here. You get your tire rolled up on this thing. Oh, look at that. That's all the effort I'm going to have to do. And now, if I can keep that balance right there, as long as I can get the truck the right height, I should be able to just roll this thing right on here. So I definitely got to come up higher. Let's see. This board is wanting to wobble one way or the other. Let's see. But just looking at it, I got to come up like at least 2 inches. Let that sit. Let's see. Pull that back. Now, you could just throw it on there with your inner thighs, like everybody always does. But that's no fun. I want this to be nice and easy. So let's see if we can make this work without it taking too long, or else it'll be easier just to do it the other way. You also got to get everything lined up. That's gonna be it's gonna be lined up good. It just needs to come up a little higher. Actually, it might not be lined up right. Still not high enough. Alright, maybe this way takes way longer, but I made a video about how easy this can be with just a creeper. But I think my longboard is just a little too high, making it more work than it's worth. Now I got that bad boy on there without having to do any work. I got my box of spike lug nuts here, and I got this thing rolled up on here. Get a couple of them in place so that I can get the longboard out of the way. Be real careful not to scratch your wheels up when you're doing this. You don't want to drop a lug nut under that lip, leave a nice chunk missing. Alright, got those on there. I'm going to jack it up a little more, get this skateboard out from under here. just like that. It only took 10 minutes, but got this thing on there without having to use my legs or anything. Nice and lazy like. That's the way I like to keep it. If y'all have seen my video where I mounted up the stocks and spacers, you know I got these spacers torqued down and Loctited on there. But I'm not going to mess with those right now. I'm just throwing these on. And this is just the first one here. Give it a few ugga-duggas. And see how she does. This is calibrated to 160 foot-pounds, so that ought to work pretty well. Let's lower it down a little bit and get the rest of them on there. But I can already tell this sucker's sitting out here. I mean, this thing has weight on it, the axle. That's ride height, except for, you know, this clearance here. But this is how much clearance you're gonna have. That's a big old honking wheel, and that 2-inch spacer just really makes it stick out. I think that's gonna look awesome, and I'll be content for a little while until I have to mount those 42s up here. So let me reposition the jack and everything, and we'll get the next one on. So I just went ahead and did the front. It was easier having all the jack and jack stands set up there. So the back should be super easy because I can just jack it up right in the middle, jack stands under each side, and then just knock them both out without having to adjust the jack. But that's looking pretty stout already. It's kind of parked in a hole, so it is kind of leaning a little bit, but that's a good look. I like how wide that's looking. I think I'm going to be happy with this. Let's go ahead and get the back one on. The whole longboard trick was actually a lot easier that time because I knew I had to go super high, and like you saw, I can kind of tilt the board. So I'm gonna show all that again. Hopefully it goes a little smoother, but I like that trick for these like 40 plus size tires. It's a lot easier to just roll it onto something and then roll it right up to the wheel. But you know, if y'all like pinching them with your thighs and picking it up like a man, I support that. It just kind of wears you out after a while, and I swap my tires back and forth way too often to do that. I like to keep doing it till I'm real old, and I think I'm not going to make it that far if I keep doing it that way. So doing it the easy way, using a creeper or a longboard, and let's try that out again, see how it goes. Alright, let's see how much quicker I can do this start to finish now that I know you have to jack a truck up super high to use this skateboard to get the wheel under there. So let's get this center cap off here. That one's off. Big old girl. Show this guy on here. I bet I might jack it up, but we'll see. Let's try it out. Yep, not quite high enough. I guess my trick just ain't working today. I made a video about how easy that was to do with a creeper, and it took like 2 seconds to get the thing on there, but let's try it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, that's a little quicker, but man, that really wears you out. If you do all 4 like that, you're gonna be hurting the next day. Alright, I'm going to give this whole skateboard trick one more try on camera because it seems like it goes on super easy, but as soon as I try to film it, I look like a fool trying to use a skateboard on this thing, but let's see how easy this one will go on. So that's how it's supposed to go. Having this board like this, you have the leverage to pick it up as opposed to just straight lifting it with your legs. So it can go a lot easier if you have it all lined up just right. But it was trying to make an idiot out of me. Or a liar, I should say. But that one went way easier. And that's how the other front one, or the other one on this this driver's side went as soon as I stopped recording. And I was like, what the heck, man? It's not fair. But there you go. So that's a little trick that I like to use for these bigger wheels. It may not work for you, or you may think it's dumb, but you know, I feel like it's a lot easier than picking them up. Alright y'all, so the truck is not spotless, but I had to shine it up a little bit before I put these show wheels back on here. And I know a lot of y'all have seen these forged wheels all over the place, and y'all love my stocks and graps, and I love them too. Mud graps will always hold a special place in my heart, but I couldn't have these things sitting in the shed any longer when I just got tires for 26 and I've got like the big wheel fever right now. So I had to throw these back on here with the 2-inch spacers, and I love the stance right now. The wheels turn a little bit, so it might look a little funny in the front, but you can see that tire is sticking almost all the way out. And that's about as close as I can get to a 16-inch wide wheel with these 24s by throwing these 2-inch spacers on here. And that all depends on the offset and everything, but I just want to see how good it would clear on 40s and 16 wides, or with the spacers, and just kind of drive around a little bit on it and just kind of help myself to hold off on the wheels for right now and be a little responsible. I've already got 2 sets of 40s, and I got these shiny wheels and a little elbow grease yesterday. I got them shined up. Y'all please check out that video, and if you want to know more about how this setup compares to my stocks and graphs, I got a whole video about that. Trails on offsets versus stocks and mud graphs. Y'all please subscribe. I'm putting out a lot of content for y'all. I've been running the Grapaholic Instagram for years and putting out YouTube videos here and there the whole time, but now I'm really trying to do both and put a lot of time in. So y'all let me know what you want to see in the comments, and DM me on Grapaholics any pictures of your trucks with graphs so I can get you posted up. Let me know what y'all think of the truck, if I really changed the look or if it just looks like I slapped some wheels on there. I think it's a totally different setup. Like, it just looks show quality now. I don't know about you, it might just look like a 2011 truck, but I think you just really have a feeling of riding high and like looking clean when you got these big polished wheels on there. So I'm gonna go take this thing to work, and all my buddies are gonna make fun of me because they know I got 26s and they're gonna wonder where they're at. But here we go. I'm gonna go roll down the road, and the next video should have some more content with these wheels, so y'all check it out. Thank y'all so much.